welcome back to the channel. 23 here, and I'm coming back with another best LBR team setup. This season we have got GODKI. I'm surprised GODKI came back so soon. Not too sure if it's because of the new Zenkai UI or the re-release of the Rose banner, but we got GODKI. So I'm gonna just take a quick look at the rules. Okay, so special rules this season is Dragon Ball chance down, minus 30% to own special move damage inflicted. It's always important to check the rules just so you know what you're getting yourself into, and just to make sure you don't need to like make some changes in your team. Every season I will tell you what the best teams are, and not only will I tell you what the best teams are, I actually use them and I post my results. So far I've only posted 2 and they have been 9-1 finishes. If you want to go check those out, you can go check those out. But the point is, these teams aren't just teams I'm throwing together. They are actually really good teams, and I'm proving that. Make sure you stay around to the end for tips on how to actually go flawless if you're trying to get that flawless title and prove that you are a true GODKI main. Now, what is the best team? This is just straight up the best team. If you disagree, argue with your fridge. I don't care. This is the best team. I've looked at everything else. There's just no better way to run this. And I know not everyone's going to have the ultras. Usually when I post a team setup, I don't like to post too many teams. I feel like people just post so many different teams and people kind of get confused. Usually there's just the best core team and then you make tweaks here and there. But I'll make an exception for this season because 2 ultras. Not everyone's going to have both ultras. Not everyone's going to have one of the ultras. So, in this situation, I'm going to show you this team, which is obviously the best team. And then I'm going to give you a great value team for my brokies that don't have the ultras.
You're broke! You're f***ing poor!
So, we're going with Rose, GODKI, and it's absolutely imperative. If you're going to run this setup, GODKI needs to go on the leader slot because he's not going to get any of the buffs for not being on the leader slot because there are no fusion warriors on here apart from Zamasu. So make sure your GODKI goes leader slot. Rose can happily sit on the slot outside of leader slot because he's going to pick up the buffs for future units. And then you've got to go with the HP bench in the corner. There you go. Now, some of you are probably screaming, I don't have the ultra. Okay, I got you.
I got you, homie.
Assuming you don't have GODKI, your next best bet is this Rose. Slap him in here, you're good to go. Let's just say you have GODKI, but you don't have Green Rose. Your next best bet is probably MUI. It's probably MUI. I would stay very, very, very far away from a blast based setup. I know this Vegeta looks good. He's a yellow unit and he's going to do extra damage to purple units, but I wouldn't use any blast based teams because the most common units you're going to see have got blast armor. And if you're sitting there with your blast based team, you are going to get turned. No GODKI, switch him out for Rose. No Green Rose, switch him out for, I'll probably say MUI, or you can go with this UI sign, but double purple. You could get away with double purple because there isn't really going to be much yellows running around, I guess. If you are running MUI, make sure you bench this Rose. You can also replace this Zamasu for this Vegeta for Zenkai buffs if you're Zenkai buffing your GODKI. The reason I've opted for this Zamasu is because one, I've got super high stars anyway, So that little bit of strike damage that I'm not getting is not really gonna hurt me. Also, I like that Zamasu's providing an extra, 18%. Zamasu's providing an extra 18% for powerful opponent. I know it's blast attack, and Rose's powerful opponent, so it's this blue Zamasu. Now, you could also opt to Zenkai buff Zamasu. It is your choice, but I'll be honest, I much rather Zenkai buff GODKI. Outside of that, if you don't have Zamasu, your next best bet is Vegeta Blue, and Vegeta Blue is pretty good. He is actually pretty good. I dropped a showcase on him recently. He can still hold his own, but you know, that's for my great value brokies. But at this point, I feel like everyone should at least have a copy of each Ultra. They've returned so many times. Obviously, I'm not expecting to have maximum stars, but you know, it is what it is. So, tips. As I go through these tips, I'm just gonna have a bit of gameplay from my last LBR season in the background. That's what I tend to do. Tips are pretty similar every time I record these, but I think I'm gonna add a new one this season. So tip number 1, space out your games. Space them out. Don't play them all at once, and do not play them at the start of the season. There's no need to play them at the start of the season, and the reason I say that is because we're all starting on the same playing field. We all start with 0 points. Every time you win a game, you get 500 points. Every time you lose a game, you lose 500 points. Now, if we're all starting at the same point, matchmaking is all over the place. So it means you could play someone that was pretty good day 1, you could play someone that was pretty bad day 1. But why risk it? Why not just let the people that are grinding and the people that are capable of going flawless effortlessly get ahead of you? And then when you play your games later on, you're going to be facing people that have probably lost a match. So usually I play all my games on the last 2 days. I'll play 5 games on the second to last day. I'll play the last 5 games on the last day. Really and truly, if you're trying to go all the way, I'll probably play all the games on the last day. But it is a bit risky because you've got to be on at the right time. You know, life happens. You know, anything can happen. You don't want to really miss out on your game. So save your games for maybe at least the last 3 days. But usually for me, it's the last 2 days. Tip number 2. Know your kits. Know what you're coming up against. This season, the 2 most commonly seen units are going to be GODKI and Rose. I'm going to bet on that. Understand your kits. You should be good. Tip number 3. Practice in ranked PvP. This is going to be your best opportunity to get those reps in. Obviously, if you're not playing and then you just jump on the game, you're going to be a bit rusty. Your reactions might be a bit slower. Also, you're probably going to suck at those clashes. And let me tell you something. Clashes win games. So use ranked PvP as an opportunity to play, be warmed up, be ready. Before you go into an LBR game, jump into a couple ranked PvP games. Feel comfortable, you know, feel ready. Get your fingers loose and ready so you can go in and have the best opportunity of winning your games.
What do you mean by that?
And last tip, keep a cool head. People are going to play a little bit toxic as you start winning games. So don't try and come out of your play style. Play comfortably, enjoy the game. At the end of the day, it's a mobile game. If you lose, get over it. But if you want that flawless title, follow those tips. If you want some bonus like source, tap in with my other videos. I've got my last 2 LBRs in there. I'm commentating over it, kind of giving you an idea of what I was doing, what I was thinking, how to go about your games, my play style. Obviously, we don't all play the same. I'm not saying I'm the best player in the world. I have got 12 God ranks. Hey, I know a little some. I also do have the flawless title for future GODKI and a few of the other ones. I think it's girls or something, whatever. But yeah, if you want those extra tips and you're really trying to go flawless this season, tap in. That's all from me. Once again, I do stream on Twitch. Link will be down in the description, and I'll see you in.